Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about an amazing homeschool curriculum I found, The Good and the Beautiful. But first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I do a few things, but the main thing that I do is I homeschool 7 of our 8 children, and they range from a junior in high school all the way to a 1-year-old. So the reason that I just decided to add new curriculum to our homeschool years because the years that I've been homeschooling, the kids have not really, I don't know. Some seasons I feel like the kids enjoy what they're learning, and then there's other seasons where they're just like, I don't want to do this. And so I was on YouTube and some other websites for the umpteenth time about how to homeschool with multiple children. Y'all let me know when y'all figure that out. There's not a magic formula, but you do need structure. And a little bit of planning, but I was on YouTube looking for that, and then I came across this review about The Good and the Beautiful, and I was like, why are these people so happy about this curriculum? I've never seen someone so excited about curriculum. And so I went to the website and I started browsing, and I think I was browsing for like 2 weeks off and on, and I'm gonna tell you, I don't even know how to describe the feeling, but I remember just going on the website and just feeling like so relieved. I can't even like explain. You got to know what I'm talking about if you've been like frustrated with homeschooling and your kids have been kind of frustrated. So I went on the website, I started browsing, and I just felt this sense of relief, like, oh my gosh, I think I need to add this to our homeschool curriculum. So literally in the middle of homeschooling, I stopped using some of the curriculum that we were currently using, and I replaced it with the Good and the Beautiful curriculum. One of the things that I like about the Good and the Beautiful curriculum is that it focuses on godly character, high morals. It teaches the children to just love things that are good and beautiful, kind of like what the title already says. Another thing that I like about the Good and the Beautiful curriculum is that it's very visual. It's very engaging. It's a good price point. Like, you're not gonna spend like thousands of dollars on curriculum. Also, the children actually love it. Like, I don't know what Jenny Phillips did, but when we go through the lesson, the kids are like actually kind of excited about it. And matter of fact, I have a few that are always asking me, Mom, when are we gonna do science? When are we gonna do science again? And so just for them to even say that, that was like a big plus for me. Another thing that I like about this curriculum is that it is easy to follow. What I mean by that is, if all of y'all know, you're doing a subject and you got to get all of this extra stuff just to like follow one little lesson, and it's like very frustrating. Like, you have to do all this planning, but with this curriculum, you don't have to do as much planning. Like, literally, I open up some of the books, and in blue, the blue writing means the parent reads it. The black writing means that's what you read to your children. And in the front, it'll already tell you what you need to do or what you need ahead of time. I'm going to show you what I'm using so far. And I think the next school year, I'm going to incorporate more. I am currently on, we currently just went into year-round homeschooling, which has been way less stressful for me. Since I've done the year-round homeschooling, it has been so much, it's just been less stressful because of the scope of what I do. So I do full-time, I am a full-time stay-at-home mom, but I also run a few other businesses, and then I help, I'm a partner with my husband. We have a construction firm. So lately we've been traveling a lot. And this homeschooling year-round has just really helped me to just be able to take some days off when I need to and just recoup, especially when you have a 1-year-old running around. It's really helped me with just the different seasons of life. Okay, so far what I've been using is one of the preschool curriculums. So I have a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they are both in preschool. And they're preschool. I only do preschool with them for like 20 minutes. That's all a preschooler needs. Our 3-year-old, like 20 minutes, and he loves it, believe it or not. And our 4-year-old, maybe 25 to 30 minutes, because she loves to learn. She's always trying to find new things to do. Mom, are you going to teach me this? Is this all I'm going to do today? So I went online and I got the preschool course book. And this is so simple to follow, y'all. I really love it. When you open it up, the first thing it'll tell you is about the course, what you need. Can y'all see that? About the course, what you need. It'll like give you helpful hints, extra things needed, how to get the course started. It is just so simple to follow. Do y'all see the sun is peeping in? It is so simple to follow. Like unit 1, it says items needed. Scissors. So the blue is talking to me. Read to the child and have the child complete the instructions. So then I just read to the child. There are 26 letters in the alphabet. How many letters are there in the alphabet? Every letter makes a sound. Blah, 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 blah. And then it'll have a visual. And it has, this is like a poem. But even in the poem, it'll ask you questions about the poem. So I guess it's trying to make sure that your child understands. So then it goes into like A. So then you're tracing the A. You're tracing the A. And then it wants you to circle uppercase or lowercase. And then like the next page, it'll have cutting practice. So your child can practice cutting. That's just something small. Another thing they give you is a flip book. So this is one of the flip books. You'll get 4 sets. But they give you a flip book and you just cut it. It's really easy to follow. And you're basically flipping. So they want you to have your child say the alphabet and then what is the sound of the alphabet, and then also match the sound with the picture. So this is already done for you. Another thing that I like about the preschool curriculum is that they give you an activity packet. And it comes with 7 different activities. So one of them is feed the elephant. So these activity packets come with like a glossy cardstock. But I think I'm addicted to laminating. I laminate everything because I want this to last. So when my next child goes into preschool, I don't have to buy the activity packet again. And like this little game is like feed the elephant. So you're feeding the elephant these letters. Like it makes learning interesting. So like E. So I might say feed the elephant So then she has to find which one makes the sound. And then she feeds it to the elephant and put it in his little trunk. That's just one of the activities. And then what you do is you just put them in different Ziploc bags. Like you have like hide and seek letters, and I just put them all in different Ziploc bags. And I laminated everything that I could possibly laminate. If I was able to laminate it, I did it. I don't want my stuff tearing up. Another thing that I got from the website is I make my children, well, I'm not going to say I make, but we implement penmanship. So all of my children do handwriting until they get to the 5th grade. So 5th grade is their last year to do handwriting. So I have 3 of them in handwriting. It's not recommended for a preschooler to do handwriting, but I still have them in handwriting. So this is the handwriting lesson. And the thing I love about the handwriting lesson is most of the time when you make a child just copy letters or do cursive, it's just like, okay, we have to copy this, we have to copy this memory verse, and then you're done. But I feel like with this one, it kind of makes it exciting to get to the end. And what I mean by that is, like you might trace a poem, but then at the very end, you get to color a picture. So the kids get to color a picture. Or it might say, you know, copy this koala bear. So it's kind of like they look forward to getting to the end. And then of course it gets a little bit more detailed the further you get into the handwriting. And it also has the numbers on there too as well to show them where they start when they're doing their letters. Another thing that I got was the nature book. And we actually have not used the nature book yet. Every time I want to use the nature book, it rains. But we will begin to implement the nature book as the weather gets better. Like it's a beautiful day today, so they might get to go out there. And I think with this book, it's recommended that they start, I think, 2nd or 3rd grade. Like you want your child to be really good at writing. If they're not really good at writing and spelling, you're going to be helping them a lot. And you don't want tears. You just want them to enjoy this. And the thing I like is it focuses on nature, like God's creation. Like here's even a thing in here like take a nature hike. What can you find outside on your nature hike or your nature walk? Like flower facts. So it kind of reminds you of science, but at the same time it's like giving the kids something interesting to do. One of the curriculums that I'm absolutely loving right now, and my children are too, is the science curriculum. And it's not that time consuming. It's unit study. So if you don't understand unit study, it means that you can homeschool multiple children at one time using the same curriculum. And one thing that Jenny does is when you buy the curriculum, most of the curriculums come with downloads. So you pay a little bit extra for downloads. So that means you don't have to, the book doesn't have to be consumable. You can just print off what your children need off of the download. So one of the sciences, I think there's like, she offers like 10 different sciences and they all only last like 3 months, maybe 3 months. If you want to extend it, you can. But one of the things we're going to be doing is Introduction to Energy. So this is one of them. And these books, the thing about the science books, they're very inexpensive. I think some of them start at like $14. They might go up to like $20. But they do not come bound already. Not the science books. They come just as like a front page and then the contents on the inside. So you can either hole punch as you go along and put it in a folder, or what I did was I took it to, I think, Staples. No. I think I took it to Office Depot. I took it somewhere. One of them was less than the other. I took it somewhere and I got all of my science books spiral bound, and it was only like $3 or $4. And I got the front page laminated because I didn't want the paper tearing up. So if you like your stuff laminated, it's probably more inexpensive to just go somewhere and go get you a laminator and just laminate all of your stuff. As being that these are unit studies, I will use these again and again and again. So we're going to start on energy soon. That's the intro because there's another book that goes with that. But right now we are on the human body. My kids absolutely love this science curriculum. Let me tell you. Okay, so you know, us as moms can be creative, but for some reason when it comes to homeschooling, it seems like really, okay, it's like, I'm gonna learn about this today, so what should I do as like an experiment? So then you go on Pinterest for like 2 hours. You're on the internet trying to search for hours of what to do with your children and what can be fun to go along with this. And the thing I love about this curriculum, it already does that for you. As soon as you open it up, it gives you the unit information. It tells you to go ahead and get a science journal. So my kids have a science journal. You do a science wall. So when they learn new vocabulary, I put it up on the science wall so they can see it. So that's in our homeschool room. And of course it's laminated. There's lesson mini books, lesson preparation experiments. And then also if you want to homeschool ages past 6th grade, because I think most of these only go up to 6th grade. They will also tell you what you can do for your older children. My #1 favorite thing about this science book, as soon as you open it, it tells you the supplies needed right in the front page. So if you're like at the grocery store or Target or Walmart or whatever, you can go ahead and already get this. And then a lot of this stuff you already have at home. So in this science book right now, we are on the skeletal system, and I absolutely love it. Whatever needs to be print out or cut out of this book, I will print it from the download, and that way the kids can cut it. So like for instance, on our science wall, we have joints, cartilage, and ligament. And so they explain to you what they are. And then your kids, you put them on the science wall, and then every day, even though I don't have science every day they go and they learn the new vocabulary. We do science 2 days a week, just Tuesday and Thursday, and they cannot wait for science. One of the things that they did this week was they made spinal cords. Isn't this neat? So they made spinal cords because right now we're on the skeletal system and we're learning about bones. And so this was like one of their favorite projects. It just gives them like neat projects to do, and I don't have to think of it myself. It tells me what to do. I don't mind being told what to do. So I do currently have vocabulary words up on my science wall. So if you guys want to see a quick tour of my science wall or how the room is set up for when I'm doing the good and the beautiful, then let me know and I'll try to get you a quick video of that. I would even recommend this their science curriculum for like co-ops and tutorials. Is really great. The prep is easy. Also with the science, I just go to the library and I just get books related to whatever topic I'm going to be teaching on. So I have books from the library on the skeletal system, the digestive system, and so forth. Now, one thing I will say about the human body, it does not cover the reproductive system. So depending on how old your children are, you just have to use your discretion in how you want to incorporate that, or if you don't want to incorporate that. One of my favorite things that I love that I am using that has helped me out a lot also is their history. Now their history, there are 4 books. So right now we are on year 1. And if you're familiar with classical conversations, this is what it kind of reminds you of. The thing about history is it repeats itself. And so from elementary all the way to high school, you're basically learning the same thing every 4 years on a 4-year cycle, except it's a little bit more thorough and a little bit more detailed as your children get older. And so this is the history we're doing, and it covers from creation all the way to the fall of communism. And then of course it talks about the emphasis. It helps youth understand truth and connect history to God and high character. And this is family style, kind of like the science. And this history goes from kindergarten all the way up to senior and high school. And they recommend that you do the history 3 times a week, even though you can do it twice a week, but I choose to do it 3 times a week. So we do history Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. What I also like about the history is the memorization that they have your children do. Like right now my kids are remembering give up money, give up fame, give up science, give the earth itself and all it contains rather than do an immoral act. Thomas Jefferson, August the 19th, 1785. So they're actually remembering that and they're having fun doing it. And also, so when you're going through the book, what it'll have is in each unit it'll have suggested books. So you can either buy them or you can get them from the library. So right now we're on Egypt. That's what we're studying. So I just went and got this book from the library, The Golden Goblet. History will take you about 45 minutes to an hour to do, and it's pretty simple to follow. So one day it might say have your child work on memorization for 15 minutes, and then it'll say read to the children. So then you read to them what they're supposed to listen to, and then it will say play audio recording. So that's another thing that I love about this history course is that you get audio recordings with about half of the work. And it's like a recording that follows a boy and a girl and their uncle is telling them stories. So the kids love it because sometimes before they actually start history, they get to sit there and listen to an audio story that's either like 7 to 15 minutes. Also, it might say play the Keys of History game. So the history, unit 1 comes with this history game called Keys of History, and what it does is it helps the kids to remember history, but instead they wrapped it up like in a really neat game, and it's high quality, and the kids like it. So it comes with, it has like a little game board, and it comes with chips or whatever. And then it comes with cards, and it might say, like, let me give you an example, St. Patrick, because we are in March. Each year we celebrate St. Patrick's Day on, and then the kids have to give the date, which was the day of St. Patrick's death. This holiday is known as St. Patrick's Day. And if the kids get it right, then they get to move up on the board. So they like this game, and it helps them to remember history in a fun way, you know, not the same old boring stuff. Another thing that the kids have is they have what you call student explorers. Now, when you buy the history course, the student explorers come with it. And so, for instance, let's say we're learning about Noah and the Tower of Babel. So you go on your download, and like for 1st to 3rd grade, they'll have something. It might be a coloring page, and then they'll have something for older elementary, and then middle school, and then they'll have something for high school. And what you do is you make a folder, and you put your explorers in the folder every time you learn history. So at the end of history, you should have a whole notebook on what you've learned. And that also helps them with their memory. So I absolutely love this history curriculum. This has by far been the most favorite one that I've done. It also comes with the big book of history stories. And in here, you're going to find maps and images and stories. This is a really nice book. So the kids, for instance, were just doing, like I said, we're in Egypt. So they were in here looking at the map by the Nile River. And so it has like vivid colors and things like that. And they had to do work based on that. Some other things that I do like to throw into my history. 100 African Americans who shaped American history. American history. That's black and white people. It's just not one, you know, we're a big melting pot, but there is many people who helped to shape America. So we all are American. Then I have Black Pioneers of Science and Invention. So that's kind of like history and science. And then another book that I picked up, The Chinese Thought of It. So this is a book about the amazing inventions and innovations of the Chinese people. Plan on doing with the good and the beautiful in the future. I do plan on picking up their language arts for all of my children. I can't remember if they have language arts all the way up to the senior year, but most of their curriculum is elementary all the way up to middle school. And every year, if you go on the website, they let you know when they're adding new and fresh things for middle school or high school. They'll let you know that is coming out. But I do know I plan on doing language arts with all of my kids from the good and the beautiful. One thing that got me excited about doing language arts, I'm going to read it off my iPad. One thing that got me excited about the language arts, well, for one, you can try it before you buy it. Grades 1 through 5th grade, they will allow you to download the PDF for free. So some of the curriculum are like 200 to 300 pages, so I don't know if you really want to print all of that stuff off, but at least you get the chance to download it and go through what you feel like your child needs, or print out what they need to work on if you feel like your child has gaps in that area of learning. So I am glad that they do that. But one thing that I absolutely love about the language arts program is that it combines 6 to 7 different courses in that one book. That's all you had to say. Okay. It combines reading, writing, literature, spelling, grammar, and punctuation, vocabulary, geography, and art, all in one book. One book. So you literally have no daily prep time. And I feel like that's what I'm loving so much about this curriculum, is with some of the things that my kids are doing right now. It's like workbook after workbook after workbook, and I'm constantly grading, and it's just, sometimes it can get a lot of, you know, repetitive and boring, but this curriculum is something fresh. It keeps the children engaged. It keeps them learning. And the thing is, you want your children not only to learn, you want your children to have a love of learning. It's a huge difference. And I got an email from the Good and the Beautiful weeks ago that got me so excited. They said that they will be adding more diversity into their curriculum. That will be the focus of this year. They will be adding a unit on African history in the 3rd year history course. So I'm really excited about that. And then they are starting to introduce math. I think right now they only have kindergarten or 1st grade math. So they're starting to introduce curriculum has really transformed just the way I homeschool. I mean, it's just relieved so much stress. I get through my day a lot quicker with school. The kids love it. It's just pluses all around. So if I have anything else to share with you guys about this curriculum or what I'm adding, I'll be sure to do it. But until then, thank you so much for tuning in, listening to my review about the good and beautiful. Have a wonderful day. Bye.